Hey guys, today on the podcast I sat down with Chef Justin Picard, who you can find at Allegretto Resort here in Paso off the 46. We had a great conversation about his humble upbringings on the East Coast, how he ended up over here in Paso Robles. Talked a bit about farm to table, the best things about living here on the Central Coast, and also did a couple shout outs. Stay tuned after the episode, because after Justin and I had our conversation, we sat down, we stood and made some braised short ribs over some local egg noodles. So stay tuned for that. This whole episode was really fun. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I did. Thanks, guys. So here we are, and we've kind of been chatting for a minute, and I'm here with Chef Justin Picard out at Allegretto Resort here in Paso. So how's it going, Justin?
Very well.
Yeah?
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Thanks for...
We've had a long, ongoing relationship.
Yeah. It's been I actually talk about it on the podcast that I credit, me working for you is when I got my first experience in kind of fine dining, so to speak, and where I got to really use my creative palette.
And learning in the kitchen, and then segueing to the front of the house and the service side of it. I mean, that was a whole couple of years.
Yeah,
we were doing that together.
Yeah. And then, we even had good times in Oro Grande, with that whole...
Opening up that restaurant.
Yeah. It was
amazing. And then the whole thing with the waiter and the cool tattoo.
And,
very stealthily.
Yeah, very, very stealthily hidden
no
there.
hand tattoos, but that one is kind of like, oh.
Yeah, it's kind of it's below the belt. People don't quite notice it very very often. And then what's funny is when people do notice it, they're like, hey, what's that? Like, what's that? And then I have this really dry sense of humor where I'll say something and I won't laugh, and I'll just pretend like I don't know what they're talking about. And then people that I don't know will literally grab my hand and turn my hand over.
See.
Yeah, to be like, let me see what you have. And
they're actually pretty neat tattoos.
Yeah, well, they hurt.
Cool little talking point.
Yeah, cool little talking points. So speaking of, just to give everybody kind of a backstory, could you tell me a little bit about what you're doing at the moment? About yourself. That's the added side effect. That's you screeching in.
That's how I come on.
Skirt.
Here I am.
Burns out right into it.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Well, yeah, we gotta get that on the ringtone or something. We'll bring it back.
It reminds me of my old ringtone. That's a different story, though. I don't remember that from the.
No, I don't.
My ringtone was Eruption from Van Halen.
Okay.
On my very first cell phone.
Yeah.
So I'd be in the dining room chatting with guests. Phone would go off. It's just that guitar solo.
And then back then there was no easy way to silence it, right? What would you do? You'd have to
still click the.
Oh, you could? Okay.
Shut it off.
I wasn't that savvy when I had one of those old
so
phones.
unexpected. Because that's a pretty gnarly riff.
Yeah. No, almost on the same thing. My dad always had the intro to Crazy Train on his phone. So always it'd go all aboard and fuck It's just all the time.
Yeah.
This same thing. Freaking in the middle of anywhere, out in the dining room. It's just blares.
Yeah, it's fun. A little personality.
Yeah.
Twist. I could not get away with that here at Allegretto. So 2.25 years here.
Okay.
Yep. The opening chef, Eric Olson, got this place up and running and did a phenomenal job. It was a lot of work. Opening a resort, full service resort from the get-go, he really busted a move, and I give him credits.
Yeah. Shout out to Eric. Freaking.
Yeah.
Hope you're listening, watching. We'll find you.
We'll find him.
Yeah.
We'll find him.
We'll bring it out.
Yeah.
So now you said that there's the resort out here. So how many rooms how many potentially guests do you have at a time? How many rooms do you guys do here?
170 plus rooms.
Okay.
And we have the one main restaurant, Cello, breakfast, lunch, dinner. And then in the summertime we have the Owasi pool bar. We have a really cute little pool out in the back corner. Pool and hot tub. So we do simple food out of that. and room service. So full service resort, which means the menu can breakfast, lunch, dinner, room service from 7 to 10. So the dynamics of what happens in the kitchen.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
And that's all coming out of your kitchen.
Out of one kitchen.
Yeah.
And banquets. We do weddings. We have a banquet room for 250.
Okay.
We have a chapel on property. We can do really cool farm table in the chapel.
Oh, nice.
For about 25 people.
Yeah.
The chapel is just super cute. It's a neat amenity. Most resorts don't have a chapel on property.
Yeah.
And our outdoor spaces all around the property. The orchards and the olive trees. Lots of neat venues because we have nice weather for 80% of the year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's one of the best things about living out here.
Yeah. And so it was all out of one kitchen.
Yeah, and I'm
Not a very big kitchen. So when we're pumping a weekend dinner, 140 people a night. Plus
Yeah.
We just did 140 for breakfast. And then we have a wedding going on for 250 people. There's a lot of orchestration.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
It's almost easier having a smaller kitchen because I can keep my eye on everything.
everything's closer together. You can watch where everything's going. I mean, it does seem like you have a decent sized kitchen, but when you add all of that stuff, when you compound all of that, I mean, space is getting tight.
Yeah.
And
Compared to some of the places in town,
yeah.
you're going to be talking to the Hatch, one of the tiniest kitchens
Oh,
ever.
yeah, no.
Some of the kitchens I've worked in, there are a couple of closets put together, and the walk-in is literally you can walk in, but you turn around
Oh,
and walk out.
yeah, no. I've had showers bigger than some of these kitchens. Like it's insane what some of the people do. Like
Yeah.
shouts out to the Hatch and everybody who's making it work with those little kitchens and stuff.
So I am a little bit spoiled because there is room. I have a great walk-in, great freezer. Literally herb gardens out my back door that I just kind of and mow down. In the summertime,
Yeah.
they replenish themselves every 3 days. There's lots of bonuses and perks of being a chef here.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to tap into everything and use it all to my advantage and to the guests' advantage and have fun with it.
One of the things you just kind of touched on is how you have the garden out here and you can get fresh herbs. And do you guys have vegetables out here too?
We don't do vegetables, just
No?
the sheer production that we would need.
Yeah.
We need more space. We have 9 acres of grapes, which we use for Allegretto wines.
Okay.
So that takes up a lot of a team.
Real estate, yeah.
in the property. And so to have gardens where we could do our own tomatoes or peas, I would just need the space.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say you must have this huge Garden of Eden over there that I just haven't. But I want to kind of touch bases on what you said right there because when I was working with you again, to kind of go back into those days, you were one of the first places that I worked at that like you would actually work with local produce and like you would actually go to farmers market and get stuff like that. And I've worked for a couple people, but not a lot of people do that. Like utilize the fresh.
Yeah, the farm to table, the concept is great. To actually execute it on a large scale, on a production scale,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of work. I know a lot of the bigger restaurants in the cities to the north and south actually have purchasing agents that they hit the farmers market and they deal with
Okay.
to get enough quantity for production. Here at Little El Paso, we're fortunate enough that there are 7 or 8 farmers that I've made good friends with.
Yeah.
That when they go to farmers market, either before or after, they'll pull up in their truck and they'll go, "What do you want?" And I'll say, if it's after farmers market, I'll say, "I'll take everything."
Take it all.
Yeah, give me it all. I'll do specials. I'll figure it out. If it's on the way and they have a bunch more than they think they can sell, I'll take half of what they got. And,
Okay.
And again, being Little El Paso, it's pretty easy. I can almost see 6 or 8 farms from right here. And so I can call them up, or I could send smoke signals.
You're just out here right here from the pit. From the pit, yeah.
Yeah. So again, this is one of the greatest things of the Central Coast is it's pretty intimate. It's pretty
Yeah.
tight-knit.
Oh yeah.
And you get to know people. You all want to work together. You're all shooting for the same cause. You're trying to foster the same goodness and positive feeling, food, energy, the wine, everything.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty neat place to be as far as that goes.
So, well, I mean, speaking of that, so what brought you actually out here? Because you're from the East Coast,
New
Hampshire, okay?
Yep.
So what actually brought you out here?
We'll go from now backwards. It's easier.
Okay.
10 years in Paso.
Well, congrats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've known about Paso since the very beginning. I call it the beginning. When
Before the boom?
before, so about 22 years ago,
Okay.
when Bistro Laurent and Via Creek first opened downtown, right next to each other.
Yeah.
The downtown they had some pizza places, they had like Marv's, and half of the downtown was empty buildings. And so I discovered Paso right before they opened.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, cool, some good food, because the wine was already happening.
Okay.
The wine scene definitely started, and the food scene followed.
Yeah.
So 20 plus years ago, I was living in San Francisco, and I did with the ZAP Festival, the Zinfandel Advocates and Producers Festival. I put my name in for a raffle for a 6-course dinner. Not really knowing what I was getting into. I hadn't been down here.
Yeah.
And Doug and Nancy Beckett from Peachy Canyon were the high bidders.
Okay.
So I met them.
Boom. You.
Came down to their old house on Peachy Canyon Road and did a private dinner for them at their house.
Nice.
So I met them.
20.
Nancy, again, another
Yeah.
shout out.
Shout out to
phenomenal people.
Peachy Canyon. You know.
Yeah.
Shouts out.
But they were pretty much my introduction to this area. And I saw what was happening, and we toured around. I think I had 3 days off, so we did the dinner, and we saw their property and saw everything. And this is a really neat area.
Yeah.
So I volunteered my time a couple more times for them. They had some friends down, and they were doing some promotions. So I ended up doing quite a few things with them. A chef I had worked for in Colorado was invited to do a dinner at Eberly.
Okay.
So he called
Way
me
back
up.
then too. So Eberly and Peachy Canyon have both been around 20 plus years.
They're part of the original 20.
Okay.
There's the 20 wineries that started Paso Robles 35 years ago.
Yeah.
And they call them the original 20.
Okay.
They're sort of the gangsters.
Cool. The OG 20.
Gary's
Yeah.
definitely one of them. And so it's cool. A chef that I worked for in Colorado was invited to do a dinner at Eberly.
Okay.
He knew I was here, so he called me. I hadn't seen him in 5 years, so we met up at Eberly, did dinners down in the cave. And again, I fell in love with the place even more.
Yeah.
So I was living in San Francisco. I'd been there for about 5 years, working right downtown at Barcadero 1, and was doing weekend trips down here just to come check it out, to hang out, to meet people.
Yeah, especially when you get that little taste, and you got two
tasting.
great tastes. I mean,
Yeah, I met some really neat people.
Yeah.
To help immerse me in this whole society. And then when the 2 restaurants opened, it's like, this has a lot of potential.
Yeah.
So that was my introduction 22 years ago to Paso.
Okay.
Been here for 10 years. Prior to that 10 years, I have a house up in the Sierras.
Nice.
Yeah. A little ski area called Bear Valley Ski Area. Shout out to Bear
Shout
Valley.
out. We're bringing it. We want to show love to everybody.
Not Big Bear, but Bear Valley.
Bear Valley. Okay. So what?
Down south, kind of your stomping ground.
What? Yeah. No. Yeah. Been to Big Bear plenty of time.
Yeah.
So what type of things would you do out in the Sierras? Like, is there a big cooking scene out there? Like out in Bear Valley?
No.
No. Just skiing, getting wild game. Like.
I bought a house while I was living in the Bay Area. up
Okay.
there. I'm a ski bum at heart.
Really?
Endless winter.
Okay.
I actually thought about doing endless winter, doing
No,
here
like.
and then going down to Chile and skiing down there, or New Zealand,
Okay.
and just ski. Yeah, I love the snow. I love skiing. So I bought a house up there so I could ski, and ended up moving up there full time for 11 years. So I made the switch from 5 years in the Bay Area to little tiny Bear Valley, population 250.
Woo.
And I figured I don't want to deal with the restaurant because it's so seasonal. But I've done a lot of catering, and I figured I'll open my own catering business.
Yeah.
And it started off good. There was
I think I've actually seen one of those cards.
Yeah.
I think from you.
Altitude Catering.
Yeah, I think I've seen one of those.
Yep. So down in the foothills, down in Murphy's, there's a lot of wineries. And they were fledgling wineries. And so I started to petition the wineries, say, hey, let's do wine dinners at your winery
Okay.
with your wine club. It's a great way to grow your wine club. Get your word out there. We'll do these dinners. It's a local thing, and then it spreads and it spreads. And so I hooked up with 5 of the wineries with my catering company doing private wine dinners. And it took off after a couple of years. That allowed my catering business to just blow up from a part-time 1 or 2 gigs a month to every weekend to almost, I could pick and choose.
Yeah, then it just became so abundant, just full time,
Yeah.
pretty much.
But I took a nice break from the kitchen lifestyle. Skied in the winter, drove snowcats, cross country ski area.
Okay.
Had the tractors, snowcats, bulldozers,
Okay.
with lots of power.
To like shovel snow out of the way, or like what are those for?
The snowcats do the grooming. They
Okay.
groom the ski area mountains. And we have 100K of cross country ski trails.
Okay.
Third largest system on the West Coast.
In Bear Valley.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
So there's the downhill mountain and also cross country. And so I'd get up at 3 in the morning after a snow day, go drive through 3 or 4 feet of powder in a snowcat,
Yeah.
grooming the trails, packing it all down,
Okay.
making corduroy, they set the little lanes for striding.
Okay.
Probably haven't seen that unless you've done cross country.
No, I haven't.
Basically
But
playing with 1,100 foot-pounds of torque and an unstoppable snowcat.
it just
pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then in the winter, or in the summertime, I got into construction because I like doing stuff with my hands. The house I grew up in New Hampshire, my parents worked with the contractor and built.
Okay.
And so I was always interested in that.
Yeah.
And so I got involved with basically building high-end, multi-million-dollar custom homes. And so I did that in the summers until my catering business got busy enough, and then I slowed down with that and I started catering more.
Yeah.
But I almost got my general contractor's license when I was there.
Really?
Yeah, I was doing a lot of freelance, a lot of side work, a lot of owner build.
Do you make the chairs?
I
No, that's a little lower end. I mean,
not make these.
That's
These-
not lower end. These chairs are very nice.
these are pretty cool.
These are. I think you actually told me, weren't these the ones that were made of the wine barrels? Or no? Yeah.
These are all staves. Yep, you can see little grooves.
Yeah. No, yeah, and they got the nice like arch
Yeah.
to them. But dude, I mean, you might be the whole package, and you could build an amazing house and a 6-course dinner. Just
There we go.
Straight.
But I've always loved cooking. So going a little more backstory.
Okay.
I grew up in Hampshire when I was 7.5. My parents opened a restaurant.
oh,
Coastal New England, fine dining, and my dad was a chef. My mom was the front of the house. And so when I was a little squirt, I'd go in on Saturday and do prep next to my dad.
nice.
The best thing ever.
Yeah.
Little guy in the kitchen, working with dad.
Yeah.
My idol. And you had
No, same thing.
simple
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And so that evolved into, through high school, I was working Friday, Saturday, and Friday morning. And then I think junior and senior year, I was running grill. I was working like 5 nights a week.
Yeah.
And so the Culinary Institute of America seemed like a pretty obvious choice.
Next step.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the next step in it.
Signed up for that. I did half the program at CIA. I didn't graduate.
No.
No.
Doesn't always turn out. I mean, a lot of.
You do 6 months there, and then you do a 6-month intern,
Okay.
and then you go back for 6 months. The first 6 months, really cool. They put you through all the kitchens, lots of education, of some soups and sauces and butchery and charcuterie, and then Asian kitchen, fish kitchen.
Okay.
So you really learn a lot, and especially if you already have a good basis. I just sucked it up like a sponge. Every bit I was familiar with, but I just learned more and more.
Yeah. They kind of took you to the extra steps.
Yeah.
Through extra levels of everything.
Yeah, things because I grew up in that kitchen, my parents' kitchen.
Yeah.
I knew all that, which was a great background, but then they just exposed you a lot more. The second half of school is pastries, which.
So did you make it to the intern?
So I did my internship.
Where'd you do an internship at?
I decided to go out to Aspen.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was November, so me and 3 classmates road tripped out there.
Now, was that more for like skiing, or
Well,
was that already a passion?
yeah, skiing
back
was
then?
already-
Okay.
Yeah. That was my fix even back then.
Okay.
The opportunity to go live in Aspen, work at the renowned Hotel Jerome.
Okay.
If you know mountain towns, Hotel Jerome has been around since the 1800s.
Ooh.
Super cool place. So that's where I did my internship.
Same chef?
No,
No,
the original
okay.
chef passed away. And then to go and ski at Aspen Mountain.
Yeah.
Aspen's pretty cool. The mountain comes straight down to the town.
Yeah, I know. I've actually seen it in movies. I've never been there, but I've seen visuals of it.
We'd ski all day and put our skis in your back and walk to work in our ski boots, and then change into the duds right there.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's kind of like cooking on the beach. You can go surf and then just come right back.
Yeah,
You know?
go right to the
Yeah.
shack, shower off a little bit.
Yep. Little bird bath.
Yeah.
Sand in the tacos. It's all right.
And so Hotel Jerome segued into, I was asked to open a restaurant for,
Oh, while you're interning?
yeah, so it was coming up at the end of my internship.
Okay.
Sous chef there at the Drum left because he was helping the chef open a restaurant. And this chef is pretty well world renowned. He's a small name, so to toss his name out, no one would recognize him. But Charles Dale has been side by side and friends with Julia Child and Jacques Pepin. I mean, he's up there in that realm.
Well, shouts out to Chef Dale. I mean, right? Is that what?
Charles Dale?
Yeah.
Yep. Shout out, Charles.
Hey.
I'll send this to you.
Yeah.
He was opening a restaurant, and he needed 3 people. So he had the sous chef from the Drum. He needed 2 more people. So the sous chef had seen me work at the Drum. He's like, "You want to come do this?" I'm like, go back to school and work in their restaurants, which great experience. And I learned pastry and wine, but go back to school for that semester and that much money, or
This opportunity.
his coattails,
Yeah.
and see what happens. And so I decided not to go back to school. So Renaissance opened top 10 small restaurants in the country a couple years back to back.
Okay.
Great accolades everywhere. I got to meet. It's Aspen. So seeing celebrities was like, you just
Yeah,
it's
everybody's there.
so commonplace. Yeah, you just
Yeah.
leave them alone. They're just other people. That's why they want to be there, because they don't get treated special. But the chefs that would come through and the opportunities that opened up for me, and the level of cuisine was something I had seen, but I had never actually dabbled in.
Okay.
So my parents' restaurant, fine dining, East Coast, a little different than one of the top 10 small restaurants in the country in Aspen.
Yeah.
We were putting out some super cool food, and talk about a tiny kitchen.
Another little closet.
Tiny little kitchen. It was
Yeah.
very intimate, but the stuff we pulled off was amazing. And so I had a really great go of that. Worked in a few other restaurants in Aspen, kind of moved around and had a lot of fun with that, and then got the bug for something completely different. So me and my buddy, after 4 years in Colorado, we figured, what's the opposite of living at 9,000 feet in the snow? Let's go find Bora Bora.
Okay.
Let's go put our toes in the sand.
Yeah.
So my buddy and
I think
I,
everybody has that dream, you know?
yeah, well, in cooking, you can cook anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Literally, you want to go to France? You can get a job in France.
Yeah.
You want to go to South Africa? Man. So we wanted to go somewhere warm near the equator, and through a connection, and actually a chef from Colorado, who had just become the executive chef on an island called Saipan,
Okay.
he needed to staff up his kitchen. So we got a job out in Saipan,
Nice.
100 miles north of Guam,
Yeah.
middle of nowhere.
And so how did...
4 miles by 14 miles,
Whew.
which is about that big.
Yeah. I mean,
It was
man.
tiny.
Yeah. That's about half the size of this resort. I mean, oh man. Like,
And
it's the parking lot.
it was very Hawaii-esque, but like on a much smaller scale. There was a whole side that had resorts on it.
Okay.
Probably 10 resorts.
So like he wasn't opening up a restaurant in the middle of nowhere. Like there was actually...
It was established.
Okay.
And these were full-on, so Hawaii-style resorts, but topping out at 200 rooms.
Okay.
So they're
a little small.
but really cool pools.
Did you get to stay like in the resort life, or did you have to live in like a shack? Like,
No,
I mean,
put us in a tin shack.
okay. It was just like rock in the hurricanes and.
No, it'd blow apart in the hurricane.
I mean, well, see, you might have got brought on because you're general contracting. Like, you might have got brought on for that. You know, they saw that. They're like, oh, the shack's gonna get blown up.
I'm gonna fix some shacks.
Yeah, I need to do the.
Yeah, that was much before my contracting.
Oh, okay.
But I part of the desire is, I grew up with European flavors,
Yeah.
primarily French and Italian, and that's my background. And I love it. I love Italian cuisine, Mediterranean cuisine. Italian's kind of limiting, but man, that's what I've done with the menu here. From Spain all the way to Turkey. Anything Mediterranean.
Ooh, nice.
So it's fun. But I was getting a little burnt out on it. And leaving New Hampshire, there was not a ton of Asian food. So again, I'm like 18, 19. Mm-hmm. And as I started traveling, I'm like, I love sushi and I tried some Thai food. And so part of moving out there was to get experience with those cuisines.
Yeah.
So from Saipan, it's about a 4-mile flight to anywhere in the Pacific Rim. And all the employees at the resort and on the island were from the Pacific Rim. So I learned firsthand great Thai food, great Korean food, tons of Japanese tips and techniques. Kind of just for my own palate. I didn't really plan on working in a Thai restaurant or a Japanese restaurant.
Yeah.
But I would learn all this stuff, so when I go home, I can...
No, you can know. Yeah, you have all these tools in your bag.
I can change things for me.
Yeah.
So, you have to enjoy eating.
Oh, yeah.
And food is fun, and there's different food all around the world. And so I wanted to learn some of that. So
Yeah.
that's still my go-to. It's funny whenever I go out. I go see my fiancée down in Dana Point.
Okay.
We always do Asian.
No, I mean, that one of my earliest memories of learning, from you and cooking with you is Pacific Rim influenced stuff. And you've actually, talked about, going over there to cook, like young chefs, could do that, who want to do that. And this is my first time actually, shouts out to that guy. I'm just going to cut all the shouts and I'm just going to make a video. It's going to be shout out. Yeah. This is actually like the first time you've actually hearing the story of you, going over there. So how long did you actually stay? Is that the only place you worked at over there, or did you?
I did a year and a half in Saipan.
Okay.
It's kind of neat. It's an American-owned resort. It's American territory. The menu, the chef had a 30-day menu, and so each day, each dinner, breakfast and lunch were kind of the same.
Yeah.
All the clientele was basically from the Pacific Rim, lots of Japanese and Chinese, and so they like a different breakfast and a Western breakfast.
Okay.
So we did a little mix of a breakfast. About 400 guests per meal period, but dinner was from a different cuisine around the world for 30 days.
Oh, cool.
We'd repeat and we do it again.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of fun.
You got a lot to do, and that's always good, especially like you said when you're getting kind of burnt on a style.
And ironically, I went out. I was hired as a pastry chef. My buddy was hired as a sous chef in the kitchen. I was hired as a pastry chef.
Yeah.
I did not go back to school for pastry.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You kind of.
But at Renaissance, the little restaurant I opened, I got a year and a half of tutelage from his pastry chef.
Yeah.
So I was pretty competent, pretty much with everything, but not on a hotel scale, a small restaurant scale. So I went out there and taught myself a whole different type of pastry cooking, and it was a buffet for lunch and dinner.
Yeah.
Massive buffet, probably 40 items on it. $230.
$230 hitting.
So that was pretty neat.
Thanks, Amber. she called the bell in.
Yeah, so I taught myself pastries on a large scale.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool. And so a year and a half in Saipan, and then almost a year on Guam.
Ooh.
So Guam was about 32 miles, almost in a circle.
Yeah.
It was huge.
So you're getting, wow. That was a new world, man. Yeah.
It took more than 15 minutes to drive from tip to tip.
You can no longer skateboard from end to end.
No.
Yeah.
And it was a Japanese-owned resort there. We had four food outlets. So we had a full-on, really nice Japanese restaurant.
Okay.
So I was just picking their brain all the time and playing with food with them and trying their food.
Yeah.
I was the chef of the Continental restaurant.
Okay.
So again, I do kind of that rotating menu theory. We do big lavish brunches, and it was a lot of fun. Those typical resort brunches with the sushi bar over here and then tons of Japanese cuisine and the raw bar. And
so you're just making like a large quantity of good food, just a lot of different.
Yeah, very high end. And again, Guam was a little bit bigger. We had a couple, maybe 300 rooms. So a little larger scale, but still compared to the big resorts, it wasn't that big. It was pretty intimate. So that was just a great education travel process.
Where kind of go backwards a little bit. Where was like the first time you actually? Do you remember like creating your first special or creating your first menu? Like where exactly did that take place?
Definitely in my teens, back in my.
Oh, really? Nice.
Because I started when I was
7. Yeah, you're 7.5. You're in there, standing on a milk crate.
I'm doing brunches. By the time I'm 13, I'm doing Friday and Saturday night, and so I was getting bored with the food.
Yeah.
And so I started kind of branching out and trying some different flavors.
Okay.
way back then. The first thing I made, I don't know.
Well, I
I
mean,
recall that first memory, but I remember wanting more
yeah.
than that typical New England cuisine, which again was an upscale restaurant.
Well, I mean, yeah,
Like,
because
for New England, it was we had like 6 different types of seafood, broiled or fried.
okay.
Steaks, broiled or fried.
Broiled or fried. Yeah.
And a handful of pasta dishes. I'm like, I want to do more. I want to experiment more and start playing with different flavors.
Yeah. I mean, well, at that point, you're 8 years or so in. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. So you've pretty much got all that down. Especially when you're that young, you're soaking up everything. Everything's brand new.
Yeah. And the food chain was starting to. The food scene was changing a little bit in New England. So there were some more cutting edge and a little bit of different flavors coming in. Mm-hmm. Especially in New Hampshire. New Hampshire is pretty far north.
Okay. Just a lot of ice.
A lot of ice, yeah. Most people didn't make it north of Boston.
No.
No, you guys can stay up. Yeah, and then just the travel and realizing people eat all around the world.
Yeah.
And then opening that idea of like I can go anywhere in the world. I can travel anywhere and get a job. When I go on vacation, I like to go for a month. I hate like a 7-day vacation.
Yeah.
Because you're stressed and it's hurried. And so to go for a month and immerse yourself in the culture and maybe even pick up a little job or have a connection from someone you know, so you can stay in a homestay or someone's house and use that as a base and really get to know the area. Makes it pretty special.
Yeah, you
can soak up so much more.
Yeah, actually learn so much more. Because then when you're on like a 7-day thing, like your first days are adjusting, and then your last days are getting ready to leave, and it's
what happened in the middle?
Yeah, it's just here and gone.
Drink too much wine on one day.
Yeah, the middle's one day. The middle's just too much wine, and then it's all over in a
flash.
Flash. What do you? Is there any like specific hardships you can remember like encountering in the restaurants that you didn't foresee when you were envisioning this?
Boy. Well, you know the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Part of, it's not so much a hardship, but part of why we do this is that crave for stress and depression.
Yeah, the love for the crazy
there's nothing better than a cranking Saturday night dinner.
No, yeah.
And service is going, you're pumping the food out, and it's hot and it's hectic, and you're like, am I prepped? Do I have enough food for this? All my guys are working on point.
Yeah.
That's why we do this. And most people are like, you're nuts.
Yeah. No, they don't get it.
Yeah.
There's like this intimate moment where like when you're in the zone and everything's just going right.
Yeah.
You know, you have all your preps lined up. Tickets are coming in. Tickets are going out.
Yeah.
You know, things are just going smooth.
Organized chaos.
Yeah.
And everything stays organized because there's a lot happening, and as long as it all just stays in that organized, chaotic state, that's why we all do it.
Yeah.
There's obviously the passion for food and for flavors, but that rush is it's sort of that undertone. That rush is why we really love it.
Yeah, there's something that like unspoken that they don't. It's not on the Craigslist ad. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not on the ad or the job description. But
and it's not glamorous. It's not the showy part of it, but it's that's the true, real gritty part of it.
Yeah.
Just getting in there and doing battle, and then coming out at the end going,
oh yeah,
180 people and everyone's stoked.
Yeah, no, there's such a camaraderie. There's such a family, like with everybody in the restaurant, everybody in the kitchen. Like there's, you make this like brotherhood and everybody's family. Like
it's family.
Yeah,
we're in the kitchen a lot more than we're with our family, and a regular 9-to-5 job, 8 hours.
Yeah.
Man, 8
no,
hours.
8 hours. Yeah, what is that?
8 hours.
I mean,
I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
12, 14, you're like, okay, that's about normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you get the longer ones. That happens.
Longer ones are fun. They make good memories, though. Like the.
Yeah, there's always a story.
Yeah.
There's always. I remember we were making Cioppino for that event until 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, up late nights prepping, freaking getting everything ready, especially right now, like with the holidays. Getting special menus ready. Those are always stressful, but at the end, just the same amount of like satisfaction that you get from actually completing it.
Having just gone through Thanksgiving, we had a great 4-day weekend. A fun menu. It was not a complete seasonal menu, but it was curtailed to the holiday.
Yeah.
And we ran it, and everything went super smooth. It was a lot of fun. I got big menu changes coming up right now. It's a lot of work, but getting through all that work and then getting a new menu and having it just take off and be successful is that's again another reason why we do it.
Do you have a go-to? Somebody who's like never had your cooking, somebody you want to do something special for, or maybe just yourself? It's you're tired. What's your go-to thing you never get tired of eating?
My pizza.
Pizza? Oh,
Right off the
that's
top.
it. Yeah, that's an easy one.
Yeah. Thick or thin?
Okay.
Hot, cold, breakfast,
Thick or thin?
dinner.
What?
Pizza in general.
Yeah.
Definitely my favorite is what we do here, just a traditional Neapolitan.
Oh, Neapolitan. Yeah. I mean, once I had that, once it was explained to me about the sauce and the bread and how the dough is really like the dough and the sauce are like two of the most important parts of it.
Everything else is just a nuance.
Yeah.
You get the good tomato flavor and you get some good crust. And I always tell my guys, keep it in, let it bubble, and let it burn a little bit.
Yeah, you want the little char on there.
You got to get a little char because it adds that extra edge of crunch and almost saltiness.
And then you just get to eat it like a savage. You just rip it and roll it.
You
It's
gotta get
yeah,
you gotta get them hot.
yeah.
Yeah, pizza definitely right there.
Pizza's a good go-to.
And
Number one. I mean,
don't put this on, but Velveeta mac and cheese.
don't. Yeah, that's the. You gotta have a spot for that. Yeah.
On Monday after work the weekend, I'm just chilling with my son on Monday. We're like, mac and cheese. Yeah, we hop it up.
Yeah.
A little charred broccoli.
Oh.
Little
Okay.
seared chorizo or something in there.
Nice.
Nothing to escalate it, but Velveeta shells mac and cheese.
Yeah, I'm not so good to myself. I'll eat a pack of top ramen every now and again. I don't know what it is about a pack of top ramen that's got a special place in my heart. I don't know.
Yeah.
I definitely do a lot better now, like with the soft egg in there and a lot of spinach and kale. I have
Juice it
greens.
up a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely hype it up, but for some reason there's some.
Yeah. Well, my boy's 16 and a half. I'm like,
Oh, Josh is getting old, man. Holy
Almost
smokes!
almost.
He's been taller than me for 8 years now. I mean,
But some life lessons. I'm like, Joshua, when you get out in the world, and especially in off season in Colorado,
Yeah.
I really learned that everything shuts down for 2 months in Colorado. Go for 4 months, everything closes for 2 months, and then you go for 4 months, and then so spring and fall.
what do you do in those 2 months?
Road trip.
Oh,
Save
nice.
up your money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You road trip and you eat cheap. And ramen was essential for that.
Yeah.
But figuring out how to make ramen fun, so I've taught him ramen, taught him
Okay.
mac and cheese. But then let's make ramen good, like you're saying. You put an egg on it. Let's make it a little more authentic.
Yeah.
Get a whole bunch of greens in there and a bunch of cilantro and basil chopped up.
Oh, yeah.
Make it a little
Dude,
Thai
fresh
flavor.
herbs. Yeah, fresh herbs go a long way.
24 cents for that package, and then you get a little bit of herbs and stuff. Whoop,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
There you are.
You're welcome, Joshua.
Yeah. Well, the next addition to this will have to be broke cooking.
Well, so what
Done
I'm gonna
right.
do, you broke cooking's a good one. I'm gonna do a chef's table.
Okay.
In one of our banquet rooms. It's got a farm table. We can fit 14 people. And,
You have two farm tables here,
Well,
or the same one.
It's in a different room.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to do a chef's table, where maybe we'll invite somebody from the community, a winemaker, distiller, just him and his guest, and so we'll sort of talk about, or we'll use some of his product, or a farmer, anybody, but not like a wine dinner. Not where we're doing flights of wine. We'll just have someone of interest in the room. Another 12 people, and it'll be whatever we want to cook. So me and my sous chefs.
Yeah.
And one of my ideas was, what's our favorite food? So no menu. It's mostly tastings, like 9-10 courses,
Okay.
small courses, and we'll just keep sending it out. No menu.
Yeah.
It's a total surprise. You want to
No.
sign up for the chef's table?
Yeah, that'd be
What are we doing? Oh, we're gonna have
Justin's hitters, like Justin's home runs.
Doug
Yeah.
and Nancy, and so we'll do some Zinfandel with 1 or 2 courses. Besides that, we can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
And that's for us to play. We'll do a seafood night. We'll do any number of themes. I have a whole list of them. I have to just get it executed and start rolling. So hopefully next year we'll do that.
Do you ever find staleness in creativity?
No.
I dig that.
Again, there's
Knock if you're with me.
that's why I opened up the menu here to be Mediterranean.
Yeah.
When they opened initially, it was Italian, and I've just done so many forms of Italian. True Roman, Northern. I've worked with some Sicilians, and it's fun. But I'm like, let's go let's
So you gotta expand it, yeah.
bigger.
You gotta.
And with the feel of Allegretto, it's definitely Italian villa, but there's a lot more happening here. And so I said, let's go literally straight to Gibraltar, all the way to Turkey. We'll have Italy in the middle as a punctuation mark.
Yeah.
But then it opens it up. And I love picture cookbooks.
Okay.
You can open up a book and see one great picture, and it brings back a thousand memories. You're like, oh, I think I'll put this with this, and then I remember dig something way up from the past.
Yeah.
And you look at another picture, and you're like, oh, and I'll put these together.
Yeah.
So the sky's the limit. I've never gotten bored. I've never not enjoyed going to work.
That's
Pretty huge.
That's one of the big keys, especially when you're doing something creative.
Yeah. And when you're doing it for 12 or 14 hours a day.
Yeah. You better be happy. Yeah, you better have a reason to be here, because I mean most of the times when you're here 12, 14 hours a day, you're on, salary, so you're making your
Yeah, we're trying to. It hurts to break it down.
Yeah, no, but it's worth it. Like, I mean, to have something that you love to do, to have something that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Before my time of actually like getting in and going for it, I've definitely had some jobs that I hated, and cooking has never really been one of them. Don't get me wrong. There's been times where I've hated having to go to work because that's my own doing. Going to work like hungover or something. But aside from that, there's never really been a day that I hated.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's definitely sometimes tough to peel yourself out of the like in the beginning of Chef.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, he's in the car.
Never.
Yeah. No. Never us. No. Shouts out to Clean Cooks. I had something I wanted to say about that. Oh, okay. Are we,
We're 45 minutes battery.
Okay. Well, I mean,
We have another battery.
Yeah.
but, I mean, are we kind of winding?
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about my cooking philosophy, kind of going into that whole what you just started.
Yeah.
I've gotten tired of what you're doing.
Okay. Yeah, well, before you jump down that, so how, when you are thinking of a dish to make, do you start somewhere, or do you just kind of let ideas manifest, and then do you like kind of start something and then come back to it later, or do you just hammer down one item at a time? Like, is there a process to the madness? Because I mean, you've been successful for quite some time now. So is there a method to the madness, or you just kind of let it happen organically?
It's basically just a whim.
Yeah.
What's seasonal? That's like I was saying with the farmer's market. When Vanessa from
what she had, you were doing, yeah.
She'd pull up at the farmer's market with everything she didn't sell. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
It's ours now. Like,
so that was the starting point. It's kind of fun seeing market trends, seeing what's going on. Like, maybe I'll dabble with this or that. But seasonality and local, I'm trying to stick local because it's good for the environment, it's good for the economy.
Yeah.
It tastes better.
Giving back, it's...
Right. So that plays a big part of it. But right now with this menu change, I've got literally breakfast, lunch, and dinner all going on at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to do this, I want to try that, and so we'll special it. I just wing it.
Yeah.
I talk to my sous chefs, I'm like, what do you guys like? What do you want to do? Let's play with this.
Yeah.
I'll talk to the front of the house staff. What's your favorite food?
Yeah, input. Like,
put something out. I'm like, well, I could work with that.
Yeah.
Try something and run with it. That's how the magic happens.
And then especially there's like...
It's magic.
It's all magic. It's all... yeah, it's all just on the fire. But so did you have something that you want to touch on? Philosophy?
Yeah, and actually I'll mention Drew and we can.
Of course. Yeah. No. Yeah. Whatever we got going on, it's content's content. It's...
Yeah, and he actually probably enjoyed talking to him too. So there's a local gentleman named Drew Hudson.
Shouts out to Drew Hudson.
Right there. He's been involved with the Food Network for quite a while. Very successful producer, director. And we're starting up a show called The Chef Next Door. And I'm actually working on my intro for that show. And a big part of what I teach my guys, what I tell my staff is you got to have the passion for what you do. And where does that passion come from? And how do you drive the flavors? What keeps you going?
Yeah.
And so, you know, some people it's just a job. Some people it's a job that they love and they want to keep going higher and higher. And so tapping into that passion is what makes you do this. Why do you love cooking? Why do you love food? And it definitely weeds out the weak from the strong.
Yeah.
And then sort of breaking it down to again, is it playing with local stuff that is the freshest and the tastiest you can get, and just being blown away by the simplicity with that. Is it having the herb garden right out back, where fresh herbs are such a huge part of my food.
Yeah.
It really changes the mix of they take it from to wow.
Yeah.
Just with a little bit of
Just easy, real quick.
Yeah.
It's.
Yep. And it's again stuff you can literally have in your window box outside your house.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, most of them grow like weeds. Like most of them grow like weeds. I mean,
Yeah.
mint grows like crazy. You got mint on a bunch of stuff that most people don't think about. It's better. It's more than just toothpaste and whatever those little chocolate bars are. I can't think of those mint bites.
Andy's candies.
Yeah, is that what it is? Andy's, it is Andy. It's on the mountains. Andy's Mountains. I thought you were talking about my candies. Andy's Mountains, that's right. Okay, so...
And putting that passion,
yeah,
loving what you do, so, okay, it tastes good. Ponder on it for a second. A little more acid, a little more salt, a little bit of herbs. You can tell when you go to a restaurant if they're going through the motions or if there's actually some love in it.
yeah,
And that's what I tell my guys. You get those ones that really want to keep going. All my guys, I say, you got to put love into it or don't even bother. But it's that little extra bit, that little extra thought of what's it need to you always say, take it to 11.
yeah,
How can I take this one? It's good, but I want to be really good. And it's that moment of thought, a moment of reflection, a moment of picking someone else's brain. Here, taste this. What's it need?
yeah.
And then all of a sudden you took something good and just brought it to 11.
Yeah, mind blown. It's and you can literally have that.
Simplicity, too.
Yeah,
Simplicity is sometimes your savior.
Mm-hmm.
Too many things going on and it's too busy.
yeah,
Just letting again. That's where the herbs, the simplicity of them, let them shine. Bam.
yeah. The so with your show that you're starting, the Chef Next Door.
Uh-huh.
What do you have, like a specific thing, or is that what you want to give people? The passion, is that what you want to try to shine, or is there?
Yeah, I'm still putting it all together.
Yeah.
I've talked and I want.
That's definitely a good
put
start.
forth the fact that it's primarily for the home chef,
Okay.
so that a lot of things are approachable.
Yeah.
So don't be intimidated by something you see or something you've tried, because again, if you take it down and make it simple, you don't do the whole dish. You just we're gonna do like on a.
We're gonna do this part, just an entree or
short ribs.
yeah.
Braised
Nice.
short ribs. Super simple. You sear them, you season them, you sear them, you cook them for 3 hours.
Yeah.
People are like, that's it? Really?
Yeah.
It's basically that simple. Then you come up with some pasta, some sides, whatever. Make it approachable, make it fun. Because cooking's gotta be fun too. You can't go into the kitchen.
No, all tense. You can't hate it. If you go into something like it's a workout or something that you're gonna hate, you're not gonna you're not gonna enjoy it.
Yeah. So getting that emphasis is fun, and putting a little love into it.
Yeah.
Like a little salt and pepper. A little salt and pepper goes a long way.
It does.
Yeah. That's the one of the basics.
Yeah.
So that's what I try to emphasize, and I'm just trying to figure out how to work it into the structure of the show.
Cool.
So
I mean, that's
it's a lot of
exciting.
fun. I'm
yeah.
really excited about it. Yeah.
And then we were kind of talking about earlier. You said that you're featured in a couple other things. I mean, do you want to kind of shed some light on those, or?
Yeah. The Drew's a very smart man. Again.
Shouts out.
He just launched the first edition of his online magazine called Art and Wine Magazine.
Okay.
And
Where can people find that?
artandwinemagazine.com.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll put a link to that in the show notes.
Yeah. I watched the first episode, and he did a really good job. It is everything Central Coast based, from restaurants, winemakers, distillers. He's out in Morro Bay with an adventure sailor.
Yeah, I still want to get in on that.
Custom design a sailing trip. If you want to go for a day cruise, if you want to do a couple days, stuff that I didn't even. Central Coast has so much to offer, and that's what he's harvesting. So it's a half-hour show, and it's just stuff in the Central Coast.
Yeah.
And so my little debut was just a 5-minute cooking blurb at the end. So
Cool.
I'm part of that.
That first edition.
Yeah, the first drop.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's ever had a first edition Spider-Man, but I think they're pretty valuable right now. So yeah, you're onto something.
I'll give you a signature later.
All right, I'll get the autograph.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he has a bunch of other ventures. So sort of waiting to see where that all goes.
Okay.
And like you're doing your editing.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of editing, and he's got some people working for him too.
Cool.
But really, really cool what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm trying. Just
Congratulations,
heck
man.
yeah, thank you. Freaking.
It's a bold venture to sort of delve into.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that the market has shown that there's so much area for it. Like if you have something you feel like you want to say and you want to get out, or you feel like you want to do a podcast, or you want to start something online, it's pretty easy to do, and there's a lot of. I think if you have something to say, people will see that. If you have something,
they will come.
Yeah, and if you have something that you put your heart into, I think we're just trying to take this up to 11.
Yeah,
as
there you go.
As my man
There you go.
Justin Picard right here just mentioned. But I mean, I think that we're kind of winding down on this. Thanks for.
I hope that was enough content.
Oh yeah, dude, this was great. Thanks for being here and
then we'll just get together and cook.
Oh yeah.
We'll cook something.
Well, dude, I'm really down to do that. Kind of the same. It'll be like a
little reunion.
A reunion, but the chef's talking chop, or a little preview of what to come, what to expect. But sweet, man. Thanks, Justin, and I guess we are out. Bye, guys. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Chef's Talking Chop. I'm here again for my second time with Chef Justin Picard. Thanks for having me, man.
Nice to have you back. Thanks, Andrew.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Pleasure.
So, could you kind of let us all know here what you got going down for us?
Yeah, we had a great time chatting last time. Now we're going to do a little cooking. Braised boneless beef short ribs. It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Burgundy braised boneless beef short ribs. The short ribs are a ton of fun to cook. They're really easy. They can be intimidating. Braising at home can be like, it takes 3 hours. Well, how do I do it?
Yeah.
The proper procedure to set up. You put it in the oven for 3 hours. You pull it out. You're done. You're ready to eat. It's like a pressure cooker or the crock pots.
Yeah.
It's basic crock pot cooking. It's all about the initial preparation and getting all the flavors in there so it's sitting in that pot doing its thing.
Okay.
And all the flavors leach out and meld together.
Yeah.
So we're starting off with, actually get this cool burner. This is an induction burner, not an open flame burner. It's electric. It operates on magnetics. So you need a certain pan, usually an all-clad or a thick bottom pan.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about these, you can in your house, you can have them outside, inside. There's no flame, so you don't need a hood system like in a professional situation.
Yeah.
But you take the pan off, and this thing shuts off. You can see that's pretty hot.
It's pretty hot, yeah.
Within 15 or 20 seconds, you can put your hand on there.
Oh, back down.
It cools off just like that.
Okay.
The pan stays hot because it's got some mass. But you put it back on within 30 seconds. This pan is smoking hot. You can't do that with a gas range, electric range.
Okay.
This induction burner technology is really cool.
Yeah.
And they make them big, small. This is a little more of a professional version.
Okay.
But I've got one at home in the summertime. Cooking something at home, you don't light up the gas burner in the kitchen. You do this thing, and everything cooks super fast. You don't heat up your house.
Okay.
Especially being in Paso in the summer.
Yeah.
You get the last thing you want to do. Or
yeah.
you get an extension cord, you plug it in outside. You cook right outside next to the Barbie.
Yeah, good addition to your
Kinda
barbecue
cool.
kit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And it's got to have something to do with the displacement of the heat, right? Because the heat's evenly displaced on this guy.
Yeah. As big as your pot is, the heat's right there. Like with a
Okay.
flame, you get a concentrated heat sometimes in a certain spot. And electric burners are the worst. This electric induction, cool stuff.
Okay.
And you can get a good one at home for like $100.
Yeah.
Around. The prices come way down.
Okay. And you can take it out, just like you said. It's so versatile.
Yeah. Like we were saying, going camping, you get an induction or an inverter in your car. You can plug an induction up in your inverter and
you can have
bang,
just
bang.
somebody on grill duty, or saute duty. Hopefully, we'll have them all making some short ribs out there.
Well, short ribs on a camping trip.
Little challenge. You got to bring the crock pot.
Yeah, you do the manifold cooking.
I can see it.
So then the next most important thing, actually the star of the show, is the chuck brisket boneless beef short ribs. You can get bone-in short ribs. Same thing. The cool thing about short ribs is they got a lot of fat.
Okay.
You can see all this fat on here. That marbling on meat means fat content. Content means flavor. So the more fat you have, that's why a prime rib, a lot more fat content than a filet mignon. Therefore, it eats more buttery. It's more just succulent in the mouthfeel. Tenderloin, don't get me wrong, is a great kind of meat, but side by side, huge difference. So these little streaks of fat in here is what makes it a really good, especially really good braising meat, because you need the fat content as it's cooking to help keep everything moisturized.
Yeah,
so
that all kind of leaches out, right?
Right. That fat becomes one with the sauce.
Yeah.
So these big chunks of fat here, that's just going to melt like butter, become part of the sauce. Fat is flavor. And to extract flavor, you need the simplest of things: salt and pepper. And for these guys, especially if you get them cut thick like this, almost too much salt is not enough. When you sear it in the pan, some of that salt is going to come off into the oil. The salt helps the proteins turn to sugars, which makes it crust. That's called caramelizing. So caramelizing is what gets the sweetness and intense flavor out of meat. So pepper, a lot of people say pepper afterwards. I do a little pepper before and after. Both sides. And again, just, you can see that looks like a lot of salt. Thick cut of meat like that, in 3 hours of cooking, that salt's just going to become background. It's going to help with the umami of the whole dish.
Yeah, and then searing, right, like if I understand it correctly, kind of helps retain some of the juices that are in there.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, especially if you're going for a steak, medium rare, like a filet or a ribeye, you get that sear on the outside, the juices can't escape. So then when you slice into it, all that fat is retained inside. With this, we're doing for more sugars, and the fat's going to leach out because of the slow cooking time. But we're going for the maximum flavor on the outside of the meat. See if this guy's performing. So the searing is the next most important thing. Little blend. This is about 20% olive oil and the rest canola. You want to not have all olive oil because of the smoking point. Smoking point of a blend is, you can approach about 400 degrees, 380. Straight olive oil is about 280.
Yeah.
It's much too low, so you're going to end up with a burnt oil flavor.
Yeah.
Now you get a little olive oil flavor, but you get that high temp smoking point. Let it get hot, and the whole trick is the sear. You want to hear. I hope it does it. Oh yeah.
Okay. So if you're not hearing that, something's not going right.
Yeah. You want to be talking to you, almost kind of angry talking to you. And once you put it in the oil, don't move it. Give it 5 minutes. Get a nice dark brown crust. You don't want a light brown. You want like a dark roast coffee almost. That's again bringing out the sugars, the proteins, and really accentuating the flavors of the meat.
Okay. Yeah, and it's funny how you said you want it talking to you, because I don't remember if it was you or if it's our mutual friend Garrett, but somebody when I first started, like, if you listen, the food will talk to you, and I've been repeating that for years.
Yeah. Well, especially on the line.
Yeah.
In the restaurant situation when we're really busy, if you hear something sizzling behind you, that means it's running
Something's
out of liquid.
happening. Yeah, something's
It's
happening.
going, hey, help me out. But definitely for the searing, and it should be bubbling and a little more angry, but it's going to do its thing.
Okay. And you kind of want to set it and almost forget it. You don't want to really move it.
Set it and forget it. Yeah.
Okay.
The more you move it, you're gonna disrupt that whole process. So give it 5 minutes. You'll hear it. Like I said, it's talking to you. You can go do some other stuff. You can cut up your mirepoix, which we can talk about right now.
Yeah.
You can go grab yourself a glass of wine. Just let it hang out. Flip it over. Same thing. So the other ingredients in this dish: mirepoix, carrots, onion, celery, a little tomato just for a little more backbone, a little acidity. I love garlic, so
Oh yeah.
we're gonna put a lot of garlic in here.
Okay.
Probably 15 or 20 cloves for these guys. This is enough for two. And then I've got a bay leaf, fresh bay. So fresh bay compared to a dry bay leaf, no comparison. Especially with steak. fresh bay. Just you crush it once.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. It's actually
That just released so much, fragrance.
yeah. And this has the flavor of 3 or 4 dry leaves,
Okay.
but it's got that sweet pungency that you just can't get from a dry leaf. So a couple of these. This is even in the morning. Just crush it to release those flavors. A little bit of ginger and some lemon and honey.
Okay.
It makes a killer tea.
Yeah.
Fresh bay is really cool, and it grows actually all around here. There's California and Bay Laurel. California Bay, when you crush it, it really knocks your head back.
Okay.
I was just actually a guest who came through, and I thought it was just Bay Laurel. He said it's just California Bay. So Bay Laurel is a little softer, a little more friendly.
Okay.
The California Bay, and you can tell that it really fits you.
Yeah. And this California Bay, obviously we're in.
Yeah. Well, no, this is Bay Laurel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that will be even stronger.
Yeah, even
Yeah.
even more potent than this one.
I hope it's still got that hint of sweetness, like you were saying.
The California one is a little more spice, more fire to it.
Okay.
Yeah, and this has that, just those floral nuances.
Yeah.
Man, again, it makes a great morning tea.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I can imagine it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it lends itself really good to any beef dish. I put it in with the meatballs.
Okay.
We do a meatball here. I just put it in with meatballs, chicken broth. It's a little bit different. I just perfume the chicken stock.
Yeah.
You just leave it floating in there, and when it comes to the table, you can smell it. You're like, what is that? And it's just that nice little nuance.
Nice.
You tell the meat's getting ready when it's not stuck to the pan.
Okay. Like
When
it'll
when
naturally
releases
lift
itself.
off. Yeah. I don't get.
You see the edges starting to curl up a little bit, and then that's a pretty good color right there.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad. That's pretty sexy. Nice. There's that sound effect right there.
Yeah.
Talking. So anyway, bay leaf, mirepoix, tomatoes, garlic, rosemary, thyme, and then I like to add a little bit of juniper berry, a little star anise,
Okay.
and a squeeze of orange. So that's part of the backbone, and then chicken stock and red wine. That's what makes the broth.
Okay.
Because the big part of braised short ribs is you have this great broth when you're done. Most of the mirepoix is discarded afterwards, but the carrots, man, when these guys cook for like 3 hours in all this beefy, flavorful goodness, these are like as good as the meat.
Yeah. Those are one of the.
Fork tender,
Yep.
the meat comes out, butter soft, and these guys, and you're like, carrots.
Yep.
But it's got a little different flavor than the steak, obviously, but they come out great.
Yeah,
So a lot of everything else goes bye-bye.
Okay.
That's why these are cut so huge, because they don't have to disintegrate in 3 hours of cooking. Once it's kind of hold together,
Yeah.
when it's all done, you can fish them out. So,
Soak up that flavor. It's got a nice root vegetable. It's got a lot.
yeah.
of
Some substance.
texture to it or substance. There you go.
Parsnips also work really well.
Okay.
To do some parsnips and carrots. Parsnips have a little more sweetness. It'll change the flavor of the whole dish, but again, they're open for interpretation.
Yeah.
Yeah, mushrooms for a little more earthiness and more dirt. Just have fun with it. So we will do a little braising pan.
Okay.
Not what we use at the restaurant all the time, but good for home use.
Yeah, I can imagine you get 100 portions out of that guy.
So put those in there, and then, because of the size of my pan, you want to brown the mirepoix also.
Okay.
Again, just building those layers of flavor. Not fun like that. You use the same concept. You're getting the sweetness out of the vegetables. To add more layers of flavor to the steak.
Okay.
And same thing. You let these guys go for till they're golden brown. You give them a little salt and pepper, but remember the salt and pepper is still in the pan from cooking the steak. You don't want to overdo it. You can always add more afterwards. You can't take it out. Salt's crucial for getting the protein caramelized on the food. So
Yeah.
salt those guys heavy. Don't worry about this too much.
Okay.
You need a lot of flavor.
And even at home, we can use the same pan.
Same pan,
Go
right there.
straight into it.
Yeah, you want to use the same pan because all that goodness from the beef is stuck in the bottom of the pan.
Right.
And now you're just getting that on your edges. And I like to literally, I'm huge on fresh herbs.
Okay.
I almost can't do much, too much. Rosemary, a little bit potent. Rosemary, thyme, just whole.
Just throw those guys straight in there.
Do that. Just stick it right between them. So they're
Okay.
both getting some of the flavor. And then same with the spices. star anise. Again, just adds another different layer of depth and flavor to the whole dish. So a couple of star anise, some juniper, and a couple of these delicious bay leaves. One right on top of each piece of steak. Get it in on that one. And then the orange juice, kind of just something unique, unexpected. It's not a major component of the dish, but it really adds to the layering, the flavors.
Okay. A little bit of sugar helps balance everything and balance.
Yeah. Again, building layers of flavor, that's kind of the key.
These vegetables got good sound. That searing sound, we never get old.
Talking to us. So let's these guys again, just keep cooking for a while. Don't disturb them too much, let it go. To expedite things, we get to the wine part. We should, usually in cooking, have a wine glass in hand also.
Okay.
We're lacking here.
Yeah.
Sorry, Andrew.
Yeah. Okay, for next time.
And you can use a beef stock, a chicken stock, a vegetable stock. I have some really, really powerful chicken stock and wine. Lots of wine. The acidity of the wine cuts to the fat of the meat. So when you guys are all really brown, we're jumping ahead a little bit. Don't be shy with the wine.
Because that's doing more than just deglazing the pan. That's part of the sauce, as you just mentioned.
Right. Yeah. It's almost a 50-50 wine and
braising
stock.
liquid. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it deglazes the pan, gets all those flavors out of the bottom. And you want enough stock to definitely cover the meat by about a half to an inch of liquid.
Okay.
Because there's going to be production as it cooks.
Yeah.
Over 3 hours. Bring us to a boil. Put it right on top of our meat.
Ooh, that smells delicious. That wine.
Yeah,
And the chicken and everything and those
It's
vegetables.
going to heat up the herbs in there too.
Okay. And all
And
that's in
then
there.
you want a good piping lid. This one fits really good. If you don't have a lid like that, a little parchment and aluminum foil,
Okay.
trimmed all the way around. About a 275-degree oven, 2.5 to 3 hours. Again, from this point on, you cannot mess it up. You really almost can't overcook it.
Yeah.
Put it in the oven, forget about it, go about the rest of the day,
Okay.
and then think about what you're going to serve it with. Mashed potatoes, some polenta. I've got a little Etto pasta, some Etto Trombe pasta
Okay.
from Templeton's Etto Pasta Company.
Nice.
Huge fan.
Another shout out.
Shout
Yeah,
out.
shout out to that. I dig it.
So I'll bring that out and I'll present it
Okay.
where we're doing it here in Colorado.
So, just a quick recap. Once they get this cooking done, which is literally taking us maybe 15 minutes, they just throw this in the oven and pretty much that's
it.
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah. We were chatting. We could have.
okay.
You could have the steak cooking, cutting up your vegetables.
Yeah.
Man, this process. Once you're used to it.
Yeah, it's like second nature, and braising's such a great tool to have in your bag.
And you can do it with beef. You can do it with chicken. You just don't do it as long. Sausages, just brats.
Nice,
Again,
yeah.
you don't cook it as long. Braising is again intimidating. How do I do it? How long does it take?
Yeah.
A couple simple steps, get the flavor going, and you can't mess it up.
Cool.
Yeah.
So let's
We'll clean up this mess. We'll create another mess.
sounds good.
All right.
Groovy.
As seen on TV.
Yeah.
We'll take this one.
Here we are.
As seen on TV, the finished product. Ta-da!
Beautiful shorties.
2.5
There's carrots in there.
2.5 hours of cooking. So, I already removed the other mirepoix, but it's got the carrots, like I had mentioned, and we fish out the roasted garlic. Basically, just smush it on the meat because the garlic's really good too.
Oh yeah, like garlic confit in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Allegretto, we're serving it with it's a sort of stroganoff style.
Okay.
Pappardelle pasta from Etto, cremini and oyster mushrooms, and a little Marsala cream sauce.
Okay.
Pretty light, pretty delicate, because this meat has a lot of a lot of cojones, a lot of backbone. You can tell it's done when you basically take your spoon and cut right through it.
Okay.
Just like that. And all that fat that was on there, see how this is just a solid, beautiful chunk of meat. All that fat that was on the edge is just rendered off.
Yeah.
It becomes part of the sauce. Then, take a little bit of the beautiful sauce.
Yeah, that 3 hours to make.
Yep. And again, all I did was just basically fish the meat and the carrots out of the broth and then strain the broth.
Okay.
That's it. And then for a finisher, again, it's rich. You get a cream sauce. You get a lot of fat from the short ribs. It's not shorties.
Shorties for short.
The shorties. With a lot of intense flavors. So this is a super simple gremolata. Meyer lemon zest, green onion, and parsley leaf.
Okay.
It's almost a little salad, but it really brightens everything up with each bite. I've always had a food philosophy of playing with your food.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is delicious on its own. You have 3 bites of the steak and the pasta, and it gets really heavy.
Yeah.
You're all of a sudden, your palate is kind of like going, oh, I'm tired. So you have a swig of wine, have a few more bites. Like your palate's going, it's too coating. There's too much protein, too much fat. This little salad gives you a little crunch, a little herb, a little zing of the onion, a little lemon zest,
Okay.
and it brightens up your palate. So again, playing with your food, every bite can be different from the first bite.
Okay.
You've got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You keep mixing it up. So acidity, the fresh herbs, the crunch of the herbs, and then we get these cool, they're just basically a confit cherry tomato, cooked really slow in some olive oil, a little bit of basil, bring in some acidity, some brightness
Yeah.
to lighten up your palate as you go through the
Okay.
meal. Nothing worse, and especially with risotto, it's a great example. Risotto is cheese and butter and starchy rice, and you get a few bites in, it's really good, and then you're like, done. But I always do a salad with a really bright vinaigrette with a risotto.
Okay.
You grab the little crunch
Pears.
and you mix it in. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get some crunch, your palate's clean. You just want to keep eating more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
philosophy.
everything here plays a crucial role. You kind of I just drawing a blank on
There's
the
a
green
little thought behind everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's intentional.
Okay.
Yeah. You want to try some?
Oh yeah, of course.
Let's do it.
You just snap a quick pick and then.
This is my lunch too, so I'm definitely ready.
Yeah, you've been waiting. I'm in. Do we have silverware for me?
Right there.
Okay, cool.
Napkin too.
You're gonna need it.
Professional style. Oh, fork tender. Oh, that got to be right there. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
It's good the day after, and the day after.
Okay.
Cheers.
Well, cheers. Dig it. They're good. And it's one of those set it and forget it type of things.
Yeah, and left for leftovers, phenomenal. Make a sandwich out of it. The day after, you cool it off in the broth. It sets up and gets firm. Heat it up in the broth again. Make a sandwich out of it. A little, some good, not too crusty bread, but some good bread. A little cheese, a little Dijon for some of that brightness.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
And that carrot.
The carrot's the way to go,
A
huh?
little bit of that carrot. It's almost better than the beef. You can't have one without the other. So you can't do just braised carrots and get that flavor.
Yeah.
You can't do just the braised beef and get that flavor. So together,
Yeah.
they're good buddies.
Not your dad's pot roast. Yeah. That soaks up all the beef. You get a hint of wine in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like that carrot. Those carrots are phenomenal.
Yeah. And then part of that caramelizing in the pan too. Getting all that flavor, you get a little, we didn't do it quite as long as we should have, but you get that little bit of brownness in the carrot, just sweetness. Sweetness and flavor.
Cool, man. Well, do we have anything else that we want to add about the shorties, or?
Life's short, drink good wine.
I dig it. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Do we have anything where people can come find you?
Yeah. Allegretto and Cello are all over the website, the internet. Allegretto.com, CelloPasoRobles.com. For Instagram, for just my page, Chef Justin Picard.
Okay.
And that should sum it up.
Should people make reservations before they're coming out?
I always make reservations.
And how should they do that?
Maybe
Website?
midweek. Website, Open Table.
Okay.
Just pick up the phone. We have current menus on our website. I just did a huge menu change. So right now we're in January of 2020. I did a huge menu change. Trying for quarterly or thirdly menu changes, since we don't really have 4 seasons here in Paso.
Yeah.
But every third of the year, nice menu change.
Okay.
So I just unrolled one. Lots of fun stuff to check out.
The shorties are going to be on there, though, right?
Shorties are on right now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's in the menu for this season.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys are familiar with my history and his history, because we have history. It was the Robert staple forever when Robert was in there.
Yeah.
And now it's just better. I've tweaked it and
Oh, yeah.
a little better product. And, yeah, having more fun.
Yeah, dude, it's good, cool to see things evolve like that. Well,
Yeah.
thanks, my man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And check again out the way.
It's been fun. Let's do
Yeah.
it again.
Heck yeah.
We'll do a summer show.
Always. Yeah. We can. I mean, this is nice, and the herbs on top really brighten it up. But we can do something that's more light and lively,
Yeah.
and hopefully the weather's permitting, and
Yeah.
we can get another outside show.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get a farmer or two.
Yeah.
We can have them come and we'll cook with some of their ingredients and have fun with that.
Yeah. I mean that farm to table
Yep.
is super good for the environment. You know.
Yeah. And our location on the east side of town, I mean, there's a dozen farmers I buy from out this way.
Yeah.
The east side is a little more of the farming area.
Okay.
And the seafood from Morro Bay that I've been getting. Lots of really good fun stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until next time, folks. Come see him.
Summertime.
Yeah.
Hope to see you soon.
Book a reservation. Allegretto.com. Cello Paso.
CelloPasoRobles.com
Okay.
or just look up Allegretto. It's all
Instagram. Wherever good restaurants are
Allegretto.
found. Yeah.
Allegretto.
And I'll put a link to all this in the box. You guys don't have to do any of that hard work. Cool.
Thanks, man.
Alright. Whew.
Pleasure. Get it.
Started.
There you go. Now you can just-
Thanks guys for watching or listening. I put links to Justin Picard's social media down in the description. Also links to Allegretto's website so you can place reservations. You'll find their phone number and address down there. Thanks again guys for everything. Please, if you liked the episode, comment, share with your friends, or subscribe. Peace.